I can't sleep, and they have been playing this Trump footage on loop for hours. Imagine if they played on loop for just one day some of the footage that we have all seen come out of Gaza. And then you have all the elite billionaires coming out and endorsing him afterward, like Bill Ackman and Elon Musk. We sure it wasn't an op. Because the pictures that came out of Trump today after his ear was grazed, they're already making shirts of it. I'd be like, I'm wondering how does that work royalty wise? Like, I have so many thoughts about what happened aside from like, this is definitely only going to embolden Trump's cult because they see him as a victim and they see him as a martyr and they see themselves as victims. So it's all, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. And then of course they put the picture out and it's him fist bumping, being all screw you elite in front of the American flag. Like, you couldn't actually come up with a better photo. If it was AI, I don't even think would have come up with a better photo. Also, the melted brain take of people being like, oh, it's actually the political elites that are trying to take him out. Why? Why would they need to? He did everything they wanted. Like, can we please unpack this? Why would the elite establishment want to take him out? What did he ever do to upset the apple cart? Nothing. He didn't pardon Julian Assange. In fact, his administration tried to assassinate Assange. He went into office and on day one ripped up the Iran deal because the Israeli regime told him to. He did everything Israel told him to do. Ah, yes, I'm sure Netanyahu is very intimidated by him considering he did everything he wanted him to, including moving the embassy to Jerusalem because his billionaire sugar daddy told him to. His only accomplishment legislatively was tax cuts for that same elite you guys think are after him, and for corporations. He never released the JFK or 9/11 files. He stacked his NLRB with union busters. He hired the Epstein guy to be his labor secretary. Like, you guys talk about the powers that be as if they're threatened by him. Oh no, we can't let Trump win. He might deregulate Wall Street further for the banks. All he does is culture war bullshit. He threatens no power center. If he did, he wouldn't have people like Ackman and Musk and Adelson supporting him. Call me when you've woken the fuck up. I do love when Trump supporters and right-wingers try to make him like an outsider. Bro. Genuinely, they think because he likes McDonald's that makes him not an elite. Someone actually wrote that to me. You guys know Harry Sisson, okay? So remember a couple weeks ago when the Supreme Court ruled if a president commits a crime, they can't be prosecuted for it. And in the oral argument, one of the questions that came up was, what if a president wanted to get rid of his political opponent and ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate him? Would that be covered under presidential immunity? And they said, yes, it would. So after that insane dictatorial ruling, that Harry Sisson kid wrote, under this new ruling, Biden could order the assassination of Trump and have it not considered a crime. And then a bunch of right-wingers melted down tonight. A bunch of right-wingers melted down after this happened and were reposting that tweet of his. What did he say that was incorrect? Like, that is what the court said. And so Biden could theoretically do that. And by the rules that you wanted and what you agree with, that would fall under immunity. I do like how now all of a sudden they believe in scholastic terrorism. People have been talking about scholastic terrorism for a while now. That comes from the right. And they always pretend that it wasn't a thing, that it didn't exist. Now all of a sudden they're all over Twitter talking about how this is scholastic terrorism and the left is responsible for it. And then, of course, you got the usual suspects. Pearl clutching. One woman wrote something on Twitter that was like a joke about it. And now all these right-wingers are trying to get her canceled. They're trying to get her fired from her job. She's a professor. They want her fired. This is why I don't like talking to the right wing. Like, I don't like fucking with the right wing because they're just so exhausting. Like, their hypocrisy is so tired. Their hypocrisy is so exhausting. It's not even fun to argue with. They say that they're anti-cancel culture. Somebody makes a joke about Trump, they want him canceled. They say they're against political violence now that this happened, even though Trump and all of them were laughing when Paul Pelosi was attacked with a hammer. They say they're pro-free speech until it's speech you don't like. They all pretend that Trump is a victim and that they're all victims and that they're all outsiders, when in reality, all the billionaires and all the wealthy Zionists love Trump, and Netanyahu Netanyahu loves Trump and can't wait for him to get back in office because he thinks that he'll be even more brutal to Gaza and more obsequious to his settler agenda. I actually had some people on the left, or some people who claim to be anti-Zionist, on my Twitter being so mad that I was pointing all of this out about Trump and the right wing. They were like, unfollow. I'm sorry, have we met? Do you think that I'm going to pretend that Trump is not a psychotic Zionist and a shill for the regime, just like every other politician? You thought that that criticism was only reserved for Democrats? And I'm supposed to take seriously the crocodile tears of all the Trump supporters who have spent years cheering violence against their political opponents, now suddenly very concerned about political violence? The same motherfuckers who for the last 9 months have had nothing to say about the mass graves and murder in Gaza. It's hard to go online without seeing a picture of a ripped apart body from Gaza. You haven't given a shit. But now all of a sudden we're all supposed to understand your feelings because Trump's ear got grazed. And that's just the people that are openly genocidal and don't care. Some of you who do say you care about Gaza are lecturing me and telling me that it's not the time to be talking about it because, you know, Trump's ear. Like, be so fucking for real. If you're one of those people, please get the fuck off my page. I do like how so many of you will act like he's not a rich elite with Secret Service protection. Because when random children get killed in mass shootings at school, he says, listen, they need to get over it. And indeed, that's easy for him to say because he had a bunch of bodyguards to jump in and protect him from the laws he promoted. The same right-wingers who fought tooth and nail to make sure that people under 21 could still get AR-15s. The person who shot at Trump tonight was reportedly a 20-year-old man. Why does a 20-year-old have an AR-15? Oh, right, because people like Trump and the Republicans fought tooth and nail to ensure that they got to keep them. Please just stop the feigned outrage and the feigned shock. And can all the politicians stop putting out statements about how they abhor violence and how political violence is wrong as they've cheered a genocide for 9 months? It's just so fucking cringe, okay? You guys are gonna get what you want, okay? Trump is probably gonna win. All those photos are gonna be plastered from here until the end of time of him with his fist in the air, as if they already didn't worship him as a god. Now he's even more of a deity to them. And you have a bunch of liberals and liberal media doing propaganda for them by going out there and doing both sides equivocation on political violence and being like, oh, where did this come from? You know, both sides really need to calm down and everything. And the thing is about Democrats.